This is Optimal Startup Daily, episode 179, How to Save 10 Hours Each Week While Still Crushing It on Social Media, Part 2, by Neil Patel of neilpatel.com. And I'm Dan. I am your host and your personal narrator for these amazing entrepreneurial blogs. I'm here every single day reading to you, and it's kind of like an ongoing audiobook covering the best startup advice we can find. Now, today's post is actually a continuation from yesterday, so if this happens to be the first episode you found, you should probably go back and listen to yesterday's episode first. That's episode 178, so that this one makes a lot more sense to you. But if you're all caught up, let's continue this post from yesterday as we optimize your life. How to Save 10 Hours Each Week While Still Crushing It on Social Media, Part 2, by Neil Patel of neilpatel.com. The reality of social media marketing is that you need a certain level of consistent posting in order to get the most out of your social media profiles. And as admirable as it is to try to make completely unique content every day, the truth is that it's a recipe for burnout. Even if you're operating in an industry that's changing on a daily basis, the truth is that coming up with content every single day is going to be rough on you. That's why content curation is such a powerful tool for small businesses. Instead of trying to load your content calendar with as much purely unique content as you can manage, make an effort to curate content frequently. The reason for this is twofold. First, you'll be able to ensure that you're producing enough content to match the growing needs of your audience. I'm typically posting at least once per hour, and that's on a slow day. It may not seem that important, but the truth about consistent posting is that it's necessary if you're hoping to be taken seriously as an online authority in your industry. But more importantly, if you're able to curate content properly, you'll be able to offer a level of value that none of your other competitors will be able to. If you're at all confused, here's a simple example for you. Imagine that you ran a digital media marketing agency. Everyone in your industry has just determined that Facebook marketing and advertising is changing drastically. Could you hop on the bandwagon and just link to this content on your Facebook or Twitter? Sure, and there's a good chance that you get some decent engagement out of it. But then again, you could always go a step further. What if you took a look at the information being put out by your competitors and found a way to provide readers with even more value? Instead of just restating what's been said by your competitors, you could take that information and do something with it. I'm a huge fan of taking data and using it to create an infographic. It might seem a bit intimidating if you've never made one before, but the truth is that there's no easier way to add value to any piece of information than by making it an infographic. The beauty of this version of curated content is that you've still saved yourself a massive amount of time by not having to do any of the research on this topic yourself. All you really need to do is put the visual together, give credit where credit is due, and watch as your social media page enjoys the benefits of a consistent posting schedule. Of course, that's just one example of how to curate content properly. The truth about content curation is it's not so much about just posting other people's content as it is about finding ways to add value to the content of others. That way, you're not just writing off the accomplishments of your competitors. You're taking the best of what they had to offer and making it even better, all for the sake of your audience. 3. Track metrics to determine optimum posting frequency. Here's the truth about social media marketing. If you're just moving forward without any consideration for the big picture, it's only a matter of time before you do something wrong. I'm a firm believer that small businesses and brands should take time before the implementation of any marketing strategy or campaign and really clarify what they want out of it. Are you looking to increase the traffic sent to your website? Or are you purely interested in increasing conversions? Whatever your goals are, it's absolutely vital that you define them clearly and early. Why? Well, 2 reasons, actually. The first reason being that you're going to have a pretty tough time reaching any of your goals without establishing them first. Or to put it another way, it'd be pretty hard to hit a target if you had no idea where it was, wouldn't it? The second reason is that if you're looking to experience consistent long-term growth, you're going to need to regularly improve upon your social media marketing efforts. And that's going to be pretty difficult to do if you've got no idea what's been effective over the last few weeks or months. Creating content and promoting it is important, but so is keeping track of your social media page metrics and developing a better understanding of what it is your audience wants from you. That's why I'm such a massive advocate of tracking metrics on social using tools like Facebook's Audience Insights. There's no getting around the fact that improvement is built on knowing what works and what doesn't. And when it comes to determining what works and what doesn't, there are 2 topics that are worth focusing on if you're interested in saving time. The first and most important, in my opinion, is determining your optimum posting frequency. It's easy to look at a social media marketing post and think that posting 3 to 5 times a day on Twitter is enough to keep you in the clear. And to be fair, it very well might be. But the point of this section is that you should know for certain that your posting schedule is as efficient as it can possibly be. By keeping track of those metrics, you'll be able to figure out exactly how often you should be posting content, which will help increase your overall engagement when it comes to content. The second topic when it comes to metrics and saving time is something that I think all business owners need to realize at some point. Not all social media platforms are created equally. You might love Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, but that doesn't mean your audience does too. In fact, it's almost impossible that your audience uses all 3 of those platforms equally. It's much more likely that you'll notice an increase in traffic and engagement in 1 or 2 specific platforms. If the data that's coming back isn't conclusive, try an A/B test where you can finally see which platform performs the best for you and your content. Once you've checked that data and determined which platforms are giving you the most bang for your buck, double down and focus your energy on those platforms. Could you market on 5 different platforms? Sure. And when you're first getting started, it makes sense if you're looking to figure out what your audience responds to. But if you've been promoting on social media for a while, it's time to concentrate your efforts and ensure that you're having the right conversations with your audience through the right channels. Conclusion. Social media is an interactive place where businesses and consumers can engage in meaningful conversations. Of course, the issue with interactive experiences is that they can demand quite a bit of attention from you in order to be executed properly. Saving time while still executing on social media can seem like a tall order, but not when you've got the right tools for the job. Take the time to practice batching and establishing clear time limits for yourself. Learn to curate content efficiently and properly in order to alleviate some of the content creation pressure while still being seen as an online authority. Track metrics that matter and data throughout your social media marketing efforts in order to figure out when you should be posting and where. If you're able to adopt these practices, it's only a matter of time before you significantly cut down the time you spend on social media while still crushing it on social. You just listened to part 2 of the post titled, How to Save 10 Hours Each Week While Still Crushing It on Social Media by Neil Patel of neilpatel.com. And thank you to Uber for Business. Trying to find a way to stand out to your customers or make your employees feel extra valued? Over 160,000 companies use Uber for Business to improve customer and employee satisfaction. Any company can sign up for free and immediately start delivering extra value to the people who matter most to their business. Having a hard time getting people to show up or stay engaged in virtual team meetings or events? With vouchers from Uber for Business, you can add $20 to their personal Uber accounts so they can easily order meals through Uber Eats before the meeting. And for customers, you can give them a voucher for a free meal or free ride when they make their first purchase or when they spend a certain amount. Vouchers are simple to send and to redeem. Try it out. It's a great way to show your customers and employees that you care. Right now, Uber for Business is offering companies a $50 voucher credit when you spend your first $200 with vouchers. Go to uber.com/OSD to learn more. That's uber.com/OSD for a $50 voucher credit. uber.com/OSD. Terms and conditions apply. And that concludes Neil's post from yesterday. Something I didn't mention yesterday about him, he's also a New York Times, Los Angeles Times, USA Today, and IndieBound best-selling author. That's for the book Hustle, The Power to Charge Your Life with Money, Meaning, and Momentum. And you can find the book on Amazon. The hardcover is less than $10 at the time of this recording. And Neil is also a podcaster offering valuable advice on the show Marketing School. So you can check that out too. It's a short daily show just like this one, covering marketing each and every day. And that's going to do it for me today. Hope you've had a great weekend and a happy Palm Sunday if you're celebrating. And I'll see you back here tomorrow, as usual, where your optimal life awaits.